Hi friends, welcome to DevOps Ansible YAML Scripting course presented by Narendra from Do With Python Technologies. In this video, we are going to see how to write Ansible playbook with variable or variables. That means how to define, see, your playbook is nothing but a YAML script. So how to define variables in YAML script. That's it. Let me go with that. So write playbook with variables or write YAML script with variables. See, generally we know that variables are used to store some information. Okay. Now, in your playbook, variables or variable list are represented with vars key. So whenever if you want to define some variables, you have to use keyword as vars. That's it. Then, while defining this vars, you should follow some rules. What are the rules? The thing is that variables are always either sequence or maps in your playbook. Sequence nothing but a list in Python scripting, or dictionaries, maps nothing but dictionaries in your Python. Now suppose, let me go with example. If I want to define a vars, I have to use vars in your playbook, vars colon. Then under that I have to define, see, I have to provide some space first, then variable 1 some information, variable 2 some information. Now this is a dictionary representation or maps representation in your vars definition. Observe that you have to write vars colon, then you have to provide some space, that is indentation, such that these two variables are there in this variable section. Okay. Now if it is a maps representation, same thing you can represent with sequences also. So sequence are nothing but starts with hyphen some space, hyphen some space. Now this is also valid representation for your variable declaration. That's it. Now in order to understand how to define variables and how to use that variables in your playbook or YAML scripting, let me go with some simple example. Suppose my task is I want to create a file in remote location with some content. Guys, try to understand that here I am not transferring an existing file from my Ansible admin client to my Ansible clients, or from Ansible controller to remote servers. I am not transferring a file. I don't have any file on my Ansible admin client. Directly I am creating a file on remote location with some content. Now here I am going to write this concept, this task with variables. How I will write? I will show while writing script. But before going to that, we know that in order to write your playbook, you have to follow some rules, right? Let me go with step by step. First step, you have to start always your YAML script with 3 hyphens. Let me show on graphically here. Let me take, suppose this is my final YAML script I want to write. So then first you have to start with 3 hyphens. So that is the first step. Follow the starting syntax of playbook or YAML script. Then second step, start your each play as a sequence or list. That means just assume you may have in playbook any number of plays, right? Suppose I want to write 2 plays. Just assume this is one play and this is one more play. Play 1, play 2. And whenever if you are writing play, you should start with hyphen such that that play is a sequence or a list. And again if you want to write one more play, again start with hyphen. Now this is one play, this is one play, and these 2 plays are now, because of these hyphens in the same positions, these 2 are the sequence for your YAML script or for your playbook. Now inside this you have to write your playbook, and remember that each play is a map or dictionary. Okay, each playbook is a map or dictionary. If you remember in that way, then you can write your YAML script or your playbook very easily. Okay, now this is second step is over. Now let me go with third step. Each play is now a map. Okay, so define your required things like what I want to write in my playbook. Guys, whenever if you want to write a play, you should have to follow some rules. That is, first you have to define hosts, then if it requires variable, then you have to define variables, then you have to go with the tasks. Again, in your play, you have to write here play, right? In this play, you have to follow some rules. First you have to define hosts, then variable section, then tasks. What are the tasks you are going to perform with this YAML script? That's it. Let me go and write this simple script on my Ansible admin client. So this is my Ansible admin client. I'm going to remove some files. Okay, now I don't have any files here. Yeah, I'm having still. Remove -rf, create. Okay, now I'm going to write simple script, YAML script or playbook. Okay, create file in remote location. That's it. Just I'm going to take name as .python. Sorry, it's not Python. It's okay. So very first you have to start always your YAML script with 3 hyphens. Then I want to write only single play. You can write any number of plays, but before going to write your play, assume that your play is a sequence. That's why you have to write with hyphen, and before going to write your hyphen, you have to provide some space, then space. Now there you have to write, right? See here, now you have to write some play code. If you want to write one more play, then again here hyphen, after some space hyphen, then one more play. So here you have to write your code. And when writing code, first you have to write host information, then variable section, then task. That's it. Let me write that one by one. So I want to run this on my host. In my inventory, I'm having one of the group as app servers. I'm going to run this on my app servers. Then I'm going to define some variable section. So here variables always you have to provide either list or map. Now I'm going to write as a map my variable I'm taking, or my content. You can take anything here, any variable name you can provide. Okay, means nothing but as a key. See, variable is nothing but a key only. So this is this file created using variables concept. Just I want to write this information on remote location in a file. Now variable section is over. Now you have to write tasks. Task is always a list. Okay, now you can write your task. So always if you want to perform your task, right, suppose if you are having a single task, then suppose just assume task 1. If you are having multiple tasks, again hyphen, then task 2. That means whatever the task you are writing under your task section, that must be a list. That means each task you have to start with hyphen. Now as of now I'm going to write only single task. Okay, and we know that in order to complete any task you should require some module. Now here I want to create a file on my remote servers, so I required copy module. And here arguments, you require some arguments, because see guys, here we are going to create some file. We are not copying existing file into remote location. That's why you don't have any source. Directly you should require destination. So I am providing destination, right? Under temp folder, some file, variable a file .txt. Into this name I want to create in remote servers. Then what is the content I want to write into that? So content. Guys, here destination and contents are the arguments of your copy module. That's it. Okay, now what is my information content? I want to write this information into my file, but this is there with this variable. And if you want to write this variable information inside of that, you have to write like this. This is the syntax you have to follow. My content, so that your information, whatever it is there with that variable, that will be created, stored, copied into that this file. That's it. Now this is my simple YAML script or playbook in order to create a file with some content into remote server. Okay, and guys, okay, let me go and run this. Let me save this first. Okay, before going to run our script, let me see what are groups are there with my inventory. That is default inventory I am using here. So more root etc Ansible hosts. See, app servers. In app server group I am having only single server. That's it. Now let me run our file. Now our file is create file in remote location. Now I want to run this. So if you want to run your Ansible playbook or your YAML script, command is Ansible-playbook. Now I'm going to hit on enter. Now I entered that. Yeah, see, changed one. So your file is copied. Okay, now let me see whether my file is copied into remote location or not, but I want to see that again from Ansible only. Now if you remember, one of the command is there with your Ansible in order to see some information on your remote servers, on your clients. So basic Ansible command is Ansible space group name, then required module. Now I am going to use module as, suppose, command module. Now for command module I am going to give arguments as cat in remote server. What is the file we created? Let me copy that file name first. What is the file we have? So our file is, okay, I am copying entire path. Now I am going to run Ansible on app servers. I want to execute some command. So module is command. I want to pass arguments, means you have to pass your required command as argument in your command module. No host, sorry, app server, not app servers. I have given app server. So with app server I don't have any group. That's why it's saying that, see, no hosts match, nothing to do. Let me now run this command. Yeah, see, in this server, right, you have created your file with the help of your playbook. That's why you are able to see some information in that. That information is, we know that in YAML script we use this concept to write into this file. Now you are able to get that information, means our YAML script is created a file on remote server with some content. So guys, this is the simple way to use your variables in your playbook. Okay, guys, thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe my channel so that you will get notifications whenever we post some new videos. You will get notifications. If you have any queries, you can also drop a mail with this dowithpython@gmail.com, and you can get some YAML scripts on my GitHub account. I am going to provide my GitHub account on the below of this video. You can copy that link and you can get some YAML scripts from my GitHub account. Okay guys, bye.